So the first question is, you heard about the news of the Korean K-pop Filecoin Day in Korea, right? How was it?
It was so awesome. It was so cool. I looked at a lot of the video. I wasn't able to be there in person, but it looked amazing. And so I really hope to be there in the future. It looked so cool, and I watched a lot of the talks. So you guys did a great job.
And also, can you please say one word to the Korean community of the vision of the Filecoin in the future?
Yeah, and by the way, let me know about the next Filecoin Day in Korea. I'd love to be there. I'd like to be there in person and hang out. So whenever you're organizing the next one, please keep me posted so I can come this time. And yeah, in terms of the vision and the roadmap, I'll refer maybe to a few talks that I've given. I gave a talk today in FIL-Singapore about the Filecoin master plan, and go check that out. And also Molly from the engineering team described the broader roadmap, but I'll give you some of the highlights now. So, step one for the Filecoin network is to amass a lot of hardware and build the world's largest decentralized storage network. We've basically done that, right? We built the blockchain, we built the network, we amassed the hardware, we solved that problem, and it's amazing to see the success so far. Step two is to onboard a lot of data, a lot of really valuable, useful data and useful applications. So the next step that everyone should be working on is bringing more really valuable use cases and applications. So go talk to businesses that need really cheap, valuable, useful data storage. Go talk to universities, go talk to governments. Those groups usually have large amounts of data that they want stored verifiably, and Filecoin is a great use case for those. So talk about bring some of those online. Part of this period is to improve the usability in terms of the developer tools. So there's a lot of projects that are building developer tools for different verticals. We call these Filecoin on-ramps. So like Web3.storage, NFT.storage, and many other tools are helping build on-ramps to bring a lot of useful data this way. One of the next steps there is also the retrieval side. So building the retrieval market to enable CDN level retrieval. So we want a CDN style content delivery network sub-second page loads on all of the content on Filecoin. Like that's what we're going for. And there are many teams working on this right now. They're part of the retrieval markets working group. They've been demoing a lot of the work, and they'll be. There's some teams ready to launch their alphas in Q4 this year, so that'll be pretty exciting. And we hope that in Q1 and Q2 next year, we can scale that up to tens of thousands of users, hundreds of thousands of users, and get now proper CDN delivery everywhere. So if we can do that, we'll have like really fast, we'll have really cheap data storage, really fast delivery, and we can serve a lot of really valuable data to people. Potentially, like at that point, we'll be ready for video. At that point, we can do like video processing and video distribution. So maybe we can do this video channel in the future through that, maybe in Q2 or Q3. Then after that, the step three in the plan is to bring computation to the Filecoin network. So that we can do that first by adding the FVM, so the Filecoin virtual machine, to bring smart contracts into the network. Then after that, we want to be able to do computational pipelines on top of the data. So think of being able to do all of the computational work that the cloud, the Web2 cloud provides. So think of long-running pipelines, things that you would put in Amazon Lambda or EC2 or other clouds like that. And we're going to bring all of that kind of utility to Filecoin. And we can do that by building layer 2 compute over data networks. And there'll be many built over the next year or two. And these they'll be based on different applications and different use cases. Some of them might use zero knowledge, some of them might use fully homomorphic encryption, some of them might use optimistic protocols. And so either way, we can end up with really large-scale data pipelines on top of Filecoin, and hopefully even machine learning data pipelines. Like that would be really amazing. Once we do that, we are ready to actually cross the chasm and bring all of the Web2 applications into Web3. That's going to take 2 to 3 years, and it's going to take 2 to 3 years for the entire blockchain space. One other thing I forgot to mention, scalability. So we want to be able to do, most of the blockchain space is working on hundreds of thousands or millions of transactions per second. We want to hit billions of transactions per second, or trillions of transactions per second. That's much, much harder. And we want to do it with a consensus protocol that we describe as hierarchical consensus. That's going to be shipping sometime next year or the year after. And yeah, so that's the roadmap. So again, amass hardware, and we've done that. So kudos to the Filecoin community for doing all of this already. Step 2 is to onboard massive amounts of valuable data into the network, make it retrievable. And step 3 is to bring computational pipelines to the network. So that's the roadmap overall. And there's a lot of teams building really amazing applications now. So there's hundreds of startups building on the tech. So yeah, so check those out. And there's a lot of hackathons that enable developers to get started with the tech. I'd love to go to a hackathon in Korea at some point and hang out with all the developers there. So that would be really great. Yeah, anything else?
Thank you.
And thank you so much. Great to see you. Take care.
Okay.
사랑해요 TVCC.